Hi everyone, welcome to episode 5 of Heartweaving Chronicles. I'm going to talk about tracks 6 and 7 of the album, Dark Deep and Snow on the Spinney. And I actually have something to confess now that I'm going to talk about Dark Deep. In the booklets, Dark Deep just says within ourselves. Usually I write a lot about I write quite a bit, like that's one piece. But Dark Deep, I don't have that much to say in terms of a meaning. Dark Deep actually did start off as what Winter Winds, Mere Tree Winter Winds is now. Because I did want to write a piece inspired by the Tremere, the vampire clan, which I spoke to you about in episode 3, I think. I wanted that kind of dark and sparse idea of winter and the Tremeres. But I still wanted to include Dark Deep, which was the title actually. By the way, I find it very difficult to come up with titles for pieces. I can take forever. Either I take forever or it just comes, like I just put a draft title and it becomes a draft title. So Shimmers 1 and 2 and Dark Deep were all titles which I just put on, like, oh, it sounds like shimmers, or it reminds me of these glistening lights on water or something, and it ends up becoming the piece. I end up not changing the title. And Dark Deep was the same. I thought it sounded really dark. It had this really deep sound, so I put Dark Deep. There's nothing poetic or hidden behind that, but I just left it for the piece. And some people are like, oh, that's a really good title. I don't really agree, but it does seem to fit the music in some way. I would be very interested to hear what you guys think about it, really, what you think about Dark Deep, because I could dig much deeper and say more about it, but then it gets a bit too personal for me to just put it on a video here. However, the next piece, Snow on the Spinney, by the way, this is what it looks like in the booklet, Dark Deep, Snow on the Spinney. Snow on the Spinney is a connection I have had, or still have, with a house I grew up in, and the memories of literally snow. The snow when I used to live in the north of England in York, and I absolutely loved this house so much. I loved living there. I loved the garden so much. I played there for hours. I have very, very fun memories. And so it's about the attachment we have with not only the memory, but also a physical place, and the bonds we have with it, which we created. And I remember once I went back to this place when I was a bit older, actually not that much older. I left when I was a child, and I think I returned just to visit 2 years later. We asked the new owners of the house if we could have a look at the garden. And this is a sad story, but I had my camera and I went in the garden and I recorded everything in that garden so I could look back at it. And when I got in the car, I don't know how old I was, 12, 13, I really don't know. But when I got 14 maybe, but when I got in the car, it wasn't recording. I realized, and I was just so, when you're really deeply disappointed in yourself, that was really, really painful. That was really annoying. So, anyway, I have been recently looked at Google Earth, Google Maps, and like seen the garden from a bird's eye view. Not that I'm stalking anyone. So that is what the piece is about. I also wanted to say a big thank you to Paul Smith. He recorded the piano part with me, and he's my fiance, so he didn't really have a choice, but I know he was happy to do it. And to Taylor Scott Davis, because we recorded this in his church. Paul and I were actually really trying to find a moment where we could record it, and this was a very improvised recording, and Taylor was amazing. It worked super well, so thank you so much. I hope you enjoy the pieces. Do let me know what you think. Once again, write down in the comments if you have any comments. Same thing that I say at the end of the episode, and I'm putting links below if you want to find out how to support my work. And yeah, thank you so much. I'll see you next week. Bye.